Hey, what's up? I'm Brandon Lee, and today's gonna be a video about getting creative shots with the iPhone using my new cage that I developed in collaboration with SmallRig. So I'm here with my buddy Jazzy Salona, who is an amazing creator on Instagram. He does lifestyle neighborhood reels about different cities that he visits. So here is the all-new cage that I developed with SmallRig. Now we got two cages and our friend Angel is here. We're gonna go all around the city and we're gonna get a bunch of really cool shots with the cage.
What's up? My name is Lev and I'm creating things in South Korea. So thank you so much for having me. I'm a huge fan and keep on.
Let's set up our recording. So we're gonna go to record, codec, HEVC, Apple Log HDR, 4K. So we're gonna choose shutter angle instead of speed, right? Let me go back to camera. Shutter is 172.8. I'm gonna lock it right there. So now your shutter speed will always be the correct 172.8 or 180 degree, whatever you prefer, shutter angle. When you go to LUTs, you can select a LUT to preview with. TLDR, Apple Log, True Life 65, that's my LUT of choice. So I use it for previewing and reviewing, but not while I'm shooting, because it causes a delay on the image. So I'm gonna turn on my LUT right now, and then I adjust my exposure with the LUT enabled. So if I want to adjust the brightness of my image, I just adjust the ND filter like this. You don't adjust your other settings, you just turn your ND. I just make sure that my highlights aren't blowing out. A blown out highlight looks like a tall line on the right side of the histogram. So yeah, that's a blown out highlight. So now there are no blown out highlights down here. When I'm shooting, I'm constantly using my thumb to tap and switch lenses like that. So tap here, switch out, 5x, 1x, 0.5x, whatever, and then tap here again, and then I start shooting. So that's one great thing about using the cage, is that I can quickly access my controls just by tapping with my thumb.
You can follow the camera, okay? You turn in the middle.
So you notice when I'm walking with the cage, I'm doing a ninja walk. I'm doing that really steady, slow, smooth walk that I do with gimbals. You should pretend you're carrying a cup of water and you don't want to make the water slosh back and forth as you walk. So try to keep a very even level, try to keep your shoulders level, and just move going heel toe, in as fluid of a motion as possible. One thing I like to do when I'm filming a street is I use the vehicles as sort of a wipe element. I could wait for a car to pass, and then the car will sort of obscure the frame and reveal the scene behind it when the car passes. So it'll feel like the car brings us into the scene.
These are called cats of Hong Kong, like Saimpun. They are all over fish dried markets. Yes.
Hong Kong is a beautiful city because it has so many different reflective surfaces. So you're not just getting sunlight and shadow, you're getting sunlight and like 10 different kinds of reflected light that make it feel more 3D. When I see a beautiful shaft of light like this here, instead of just filming it straight on, what I like to do is Dutch angle. So I'm tilting the phone so that I get more of the light in the shot. Jazzy is actually an expert in filming Hong Kong.
I've already memorized the timings of when and where can I see the sun on a certain period of time. 2 p.m. is probably the best to shoot streets because you can see the sun from above and it's really lighting up the streets well.
So then what do you do as the afternoon goes on? Where do you go?
I go to the harbor. I try to follow where the sun is.
Do you color grade your iPhone footage?
I do color grade it in terms of white balance. I try to balance it, making it more warm, but I try to make sure that I don't really change the whole color of the video. Just a white balance, yeah.
But do you use a LUT? Because everyone wants to buy your LUT, right?
Yeah.
They want to know if you have a LUT for sale.
Yeah, it's actually funny because they're asking for LUTs, but I don't really have any LUTs.
You don't have a LUT?
No, I don't have a LUT.
Here's a quick tip for finding good light as you're walking around. look on the ground. Look for the little bright spots on the ground where the sun's hitting or some reflections hitting. Those are the spots where you're gonna get good light on your subject.
Let's do a crossover. 1, 2, 3, action.
We got one more little shaft of light right here. I'm gonna try to work with that, make some sort of a moving camera shot out of this. 60 frames a second here. Always double check your ISO. It's very easy to accidentally use a higher ISO than you actually need. Now I'm rotating my VND to get the proper exposure. Just barely keeping the highlights from blowing out. Looking at my histogram to get that exposure. But you see that annoying little iPhone lens flare right there? Yeah. That gives away that I shot this on a phone, so I'm going to carefully choose my angle to avoid showing sparkle flare. Three, two, one, walking. So here I'm going to manual focus, going to tap on your face to focus, just like that. Okay, we got our focus locked. Shutter 180 degrees, 60 frames a second, and we're just going to pass by. So take a step back, and you're just going to lean out and take a look out that way. Okay, 3, 2, 1, walk. Keep looking out. Last few minutes of light here. It's dusk. Jazzy and I are going to get a few more shots before nighttime settles in.
So when I'm filming dusk, I love to have my white balance between 3000 to 3500. That way it will give me a purplish blue look, just like what I see right now.
You ever visit Hong Kong and you're here around dusk time? Be on the lookout for the junk. The junk is that old-time Chinese-looking boat that has the red sails. There's actually only one of them, maybe two. I think just one. Still in use around here. Look around the harbor, look for the red sails, and get a shot of that famous boat. All right, it's been a really awesome shoot. Thank you so much, Jazzy and Angel, for coming out and trying out the cage with me. If you want to learn more about the cage, there will be a link in the description. Otherwise, please click like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.